Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. On the broadcast today, we're delighted to welcome Mike Lawton. He is Senior Economic Analyst with the Nevada Gaming Control Board. All the latest on Formula One and what's coming up for the Super Bowl on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers. Big R is Northern Nevada's #1 Golden Fire wood pellet supplier. More heat, less ash, 100% natural, and no additives. And there's only one place that stocks this many wood pellets, and that's Big R in Sparks, Winnemucca, Fallon, Fernley, and Lovelock. A river of wood pellets at Big R.
Forget the weather outside. There's a blizzard of points inside the Carson Valley Inn during the 15 million points giveaways. Drawings every Thursday and Saturday, including 4 1 million point winners guaranteed. And don't miss the 2 million point grand prize giveaways. It's the 15 million points giveaways at the Carson Valley Inn.
Save money and take transit. Did you know you can ride the bus all day for less than what it would cost you for a gallon of gas? Plan your trip now by going to rtcwashoe.com.
As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's development company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com.
Story County is leading Nevada. Home of the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, Google, Tesla, Panasonic, and other world-leading companies. Story County provides thousands of tech, advanced manufacturing, and logistics careers for Nevadans. We're diversifying and driving Nevada's economy and generating millions in tax revenue and billions in economic activity across northern Nevada. Story County is leading Nevada's future.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we're always delighted to welcome back to the program Michael Lawton. He is the Senior Economic Analyst with the Nevada Gaming Control Board. These record months just keep going. Where are we at this point in time?
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for having me on. It's always a pleasure to be here, Sam.
Thank you.
So we just released last week the December 2023 gaming win totals, along with the calendar year 2023 totals, and we recorded our 34th consecutive month of gross gaming revenue in excess of $1 billion.
34, that's almost 3 years.
Yeah, and you know, you look back, I looked back and I said, pre-pandemic, how many times has the state done $1 billion? And it's 49 historically. So we've done 34, where prior to that, the streak was 49. So, I mean, we might end up being at a place where we do, 49 in a row, which is going to tie, the 49 in total that the state had ever done $1 billion. So, it's, you've asked me this before, is it the new normal? Yeah, I think it is the new normal. 34 months in a row is quite a streak. If the last 12 months of calendar year 2023, we averaged $1.3 billion in gaming wins. So if we were going to all of a sudden miss $1 billion, we'd have to fall off by 23%, and I don't see that happening.
Right.
No one's telling us that. Hey, look, we're seeing some softness. We're seeing a slowdown on the horizon. We're not hearing that. So, yeah, seems like it's the new normal for sure.
Okay, Formula One has already occurred, obviously. How did the results compare with what you were thinking ahead of time?
Great question. For the calendar year, obviously, I don't think you can argue that F1 Las Vegas was the signature event for the whole year. A lot of build-up, literally and figuratively, a lot of anticipation. I think when we got close to the race, there was some uncertainty because we've never done anything like this before, and how big was this going to be, right? They were talking about a $1.3 billion economic impact. 100,000 spectators for each day of the race. So when we got closer, we reached out to our licensees and got their take on things and what they thought. They were very optimistic. They felt this was going to be similar for gaming to a pre-pandemic Chinese New Year in terms of gaming activity. They were really excited about non-gaming activity as well. A lot of front money was being deposited, a lot of credit was being established to be deployed on casino floors. So we felt pretty good about it going in. I'll tell you a funny story. I went down to Vegas the week of the race, not for the race. I had a conference and one of the topics was going to be, F1 impact. I got to the airport, wasn't busy. I got my rent-a-car, wasn't busy. Wasn't a lot of traffic, and I saw some posts about, some slower casino floors on social media, and so I had some forecast anxiety, definitely. But once the smoke cleared and it was all said and done, it was a very successful event for the state, Clark County, and the Las Vegas Strip. We did a $1.374 billion in win. It was an all-time record for the month of November.
Because this was a traditionally slow week.
Yeah, well, not only a slow week. I think when you look at the numbers and when you start, peeling them back a little bit, November's not our greatest month for gaming win. I think pre-pandemic, it had hit $1 billion twice, and the last time pre-pandemic was 2006. And yet, to your point, yeah, the weekend before Thanksgiving is not historically strong. It's slow, and the event delivered. I mean, to have November at that time be the second highest total all time is really impressive. So the event definitely delivered. I think the focus of that event was the Strip, right? And the Strip is the one that generated all the growth. If you were to exclude the Strip from those revenue totals, the state was going to be up a fraction, 0.3% or about $1.9 million. So this was a Strip event, and that's what they were catering to, were these luxury properties. Baccarat play was a significant driver in November. Baccarat win on the Strip alone accounted for nearly 80% of the entire growth for the state. So it was definitely a Strip-focused event at the luxury end.
Okay, so let me ask you this. In years past, with people like Kerry Packer, the whale, and other whales, Baccarat could make or break a corporation's quarter, depending on whether they won or lost. Is Baccarat still as explosive as it used to be, or is it leveled out now? I mean, I wouldn't think of playing Baccarat for $1 million myself, because I have no idea how to play the game. But
It's
as
not
you
that
say,
complicated, believe it or not.
well, I'm happy to learn, but it seems that more and more people are playing this.
Yeah, it's a significant driver still. Like I said, it accounted for nearly 80% of the growth in November. December, Baccarat play was $222 million in win, and it was the third highest in state history. So. It still moves the needle, definitely.
But can it go, as it did in the past, up or down?
Yes, it's been going up recently.
Right.
And that's been good. But yeah, we're going to eventually, when you have those months where Baccarat is the driver, you're going to have to turn around the following year, and you're going to face that comparison. And are you going to beat it? Well, it depends. It depends on a lot of things. Is the play going to be there, and are you going to hold? So it's a volatile game. It's not like slot machines where you can kind of count on that every month. Statistically, Baccarat, it fluctuates a little bit. So.
Well, and I don't expect you to comment on this, but from my perspective, in previous administrations where they put in the Baccarat win as part of the economic plan for the economic forum, I always got nervous about that, because it's like, well, somebody could come in and drop a lot of money, and it could be, completely different. Do you see, from a planning perspective, that Formula One is going to have to grow the way that NFR did? And what I mean by that is that it's not just going to be about the properties that are right there on the track, but other properties are going to have to do things that are connected to Formula One for the people that can't afford the Formula One pricing, that they can be in downtown Las Vegas, or they can be somewhere else like NFR and still have a great time because of that.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what the ultimate plans are for F1 Las Vegas. It's going to be here a while. It's not going
potentially
anywhere.
10 years.
Yes. So we'll see. I think hopefully in the future the event is a little bit less disruptive for as far as setup, and yeah, we'll see. It was extremely successful the first year, and hopefully it continues to grow.
I think that when the Netflix special comes out for their Formula One series, that's going to give worldwide promotion. And I think the only competition in the way that this thing looks would be Dubai.
You know, one of the stats that came out of that race that really stuck with me was 59 million people watched that race on TV, F1 Las Vegas. It was the most watched race in the circuit for the calendar year.
Wow.
So think of the exposure that brought to, you know, Nevada, Las Vegas, Clark County, the Strip. So that was a really eye-opener for me, that not only were there all these hundreds of thousands of spectators, that 59 million people watched it on TV. So yeah, there was a lot of interest, and obviously the interest was because it was Las Vegas. I mean, on TV it was beautiful. I don't know what it looked like live. I'm sure it was spectacular, but you know, it definitely caught my eye when I was watching it.
The Sphere is another thing that is just blowing people's minds all over the world, and it was great to see the numbers coming out for them. That they appear to be doing quite well with even just the movie showing 5 times a day, that they're drawing in the numbers. I'm surprised that other cities around the world have not jumped on that. London blew it off, which blows my mind. When you look at some of the buildings, like the Pickle that's in the middle of London on the river, that they didn't go for that. But I mean, for Las Vegas, it's stunning, daytime or nighttime.
It's a spectacular venue. I haven't had a chance to see it yet. However, it's on my calendar of events every month, you know, that since it's October that it's opened, you know, with U2 playing there, and they've extended their stay, and we'll see what they're going to bring in 2024 in terms of acts that are going to go in there. So yeah, it's been another driver for, you know, people to visit the city, and it obviously is a driver for gaming activity as well. That stuff spills over onto casino floors.
Okay, did you like my analogy with NFR in terms of expanding Formula One into other properties that did not do as well?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I think that's you know, when you look at, we haven't even got into the Super Bowl, but you know, the Super Bowl is going to be an event that's going to spill over into all the markets, right? It's not going to be just this strip-driven event. You're going to see downtown benefit immensely. That's going to spill over into the Las Vegas locals for sure. So yeah, I think you know, that's just the nature of the event. The Super Bowl's, you know, going to be a citywide event that's going to spill over into all these other markets. Where, you know, for the first year anyway, that was definitely a strip-driven event.
All right, so let's talk about the Super Bowl here. We'll have a very long first segment here, but the Super Bowl. You know, you talk about 59 million for Formula One. It's going to be 100 million just in this country alone for the Super Bowl. For people that have not been aware of Allegiant or all the things that have been happening on the Strip, this is going to be a mind-blowing event. There are a lot of prognosticators who are saying that they think it's going to be even bigger than Formula One. Would you agree with that? You know,
I'm not sure on, you know, overall, you know, economic impact. You know, I've heard, you know, F1 originally was 1.3 billion, and I've heard 600 million for the Super Bowl. In terms of you know, what I'm focused on right now with the Super Bowl is the actual game itself, and what kind of sports betting activity that's gonna drive. And the all-time record for Super Bowl wagering was set in 2022. That was $179.8 million in wagers. I expect that record to fall. I'm not going to give you a number. The Super Bowl, we don't give predictions on what we think is going to be wagered. And if I did, I'd be wrong. But I'm not going to go out on a limb too far, because I know that record is going to fall. The game's being played in Las Vegas. The defending Super Bowl champions are playing, and then the San Francisco 49ers are from the Bay Area. That's the number 2 feeder market for the city of Las Vegas. So I'd be really surprised if we don't get a new all-time record for handle. And in terms of gaming revenue on this for the state and the Strip in February, I think we'll set a new all-time record for the month of February. The previous record was set last year at 1.2 billion. Look, February only has 29 days. It doesn't have 31, and you know, you got to take that into consideration.
Right. Oh, that's huge.
So I don't know that we'll set an all-time record for gaming win. That's going to be really, really tough to beat. But I would think the Super Bowl betting record is going to fall, and I would think that the gaming win for the month of February will set an all-time record as well. Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. Let's take a break. We'll be back more with Mike Lawton from the Gaming Control Board after this timeout.
Like a traditional handmade basket, retail is woven into the fabric of life in Nevada. From big box to mom and pop, retail supports our communities in countless ways. Jobs for the disabled, team uniforms for kids, help for the elderly, and so much more. Retail employs over 1 in 10 workers. Retail supports Nevada, and we support retail.
RANNV.org.
Pro Group Management specializes in providing industries with the necessary components to satisfy and exceed workers' comp requirements. Every business has unique needs and specific regulations. Pro Group Management stays ahead of the curve, providing up-to-date services to keep your industry in top form. Discover how we simplify your tasks, improve efficiency, and reduce expense to keep you moving in a positive direction. Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Early in the morning or throughout the night, professional truck drivers are on the job, serving you, safely moving freight that's crucial to our economy. From the oldest industries to our newest innovators, from the exotic to the everyday, trucks are everywhere, moving everything. Never afraid to embrace a future that makes Nevada and our nation stronger. Trucking moves America forward.
What do you count on? You count on your power every day. At NV Energy, we've always powered what's important to you, but we're not looking at the past. We're focused on the future. While our standards are high, our rates will remain low, and our commitment to renewables isn't just meeting standards, but leading the way, because you can count on more than just your power. You can count on the company who brings it to you. That's our promise. You can count on it.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Mike Lawton. He is the Senior Economic Analyst with the Nevada Gaming Control Board, and I always love you coming on here, and I so appreciate it. What's interesting about the Las Vegas market, by comparison with other markets in the state and perhaps in other parts of the country, is that the gaming portion has dropped to what, a little over 30% of the revenue that comes in. The rest is food, entertainment, hotel, etc. And you guys only include that once a year, right, in a report?
Yeah, the Nevada Gaming Abstract is the annual report that we produce. That will be the combined unaudited financial statements for Nevada's non-restricted licensees that generate over $1 million annually in gaming revenue. That report should be coming out in the next couple of weeks, and that's where you'll see the breakdown of gaming versus non-gaming revenues, and you know what portion makes up the largest component of revenue. Now, gaming makes up the largest single component, but the non-gaming, you know, rooms, food, beverage, and other, yeah, they do, you know, 70-75% of total revenues for the Strip versus gaming. So
that's actually gone up then. If it's up,
they've changed how revenue is recognized, but yeah, it's growing. The non-gaming revenues are growing faster than the gaming revenues, even in the face of all the growth that we've experienced with gaming revenues. The non-gaming revenues are growing.
And I think that it's fair to say that, you know, really the gaming companies are as much into retail as they are into gaming at this point in time because of all these different aspects.
And the rooms as well. The room product is incredible, and those room rates go to the bottom line exceptionally fast. Those are important too. And you know, you got your retail and your food and your beverage, and of course don't forget the entertainment aspect as well. Those revenues that go to the bottom line. So yeah, it's a really good report. It gives you kind of the whole picture, not just the gaming side, but the non-gaming revenues as well.
Going back to the Super Bowl for a moment, it seems to me that downtown Las Vegas is going to do even better as each year goes by, but the Super Bowl will be a real kick for them.
Yeah, they set another all-time record for gaming win in calendar year 2023. That market is performing exceptionally well. Yeah, I know they're going to be really excited for the Super Bowl, and that they're going to see some you know, significant gaming activity as well, not just not just, like I said, the Strip, but the downtown and the Las Vegas locals are all going to be, I know they're all very excited for the game, and especially the game being played at Allegiant Stadium.
How far out do you look when you're doing your analysis? For example, would you look at a potential baseball stadium? Would you look at a potential basketball arena as part of your projections?
Well, the last set of projections we performed for the state's economic forum ran through fiscal year 2025, so next June. So no, those weren't taken into consideration. And then when we start preparing forecasts for the next biennium, we'll go 25, 26, and 27. And yeah, some of those potential projects we'll have to start, looking at and seeing if that's going to be something that's going to, feed into our forecast models.
All right, let's look back again at 2023. And what are some of the other highlights that were just kind of mind-blowing?
Yeah, so 2023 we did $15.5 billion in total gaming win, all-time record. It was up $679 million or 5% over the previous record, which was calendar year 2022. And the run that we're on, we've set 3 consecutive annual records in a row for gross gaming revenue, 21, 22, and 23. So when you look back at pre-pandemic, which seems like another lifetime, we're 29% above those levels. So that's how far ahead we are of where in 2019. The other some of the amazing stats that came out of 2023 is 9 of the 12 months during the calendar year are the highest months ever for those specific months. So 9 of the months are all-time records for that specific month. And then 3 of the months, July, November, and December, they're the all-time highest gaming win totals ever. So that's the kind of comparisons we're facing when we move into 2024. And the other thing I think it's important to note is why? What happened? Well, the Strip did $8.9 billion, in win. And they were up 7%, or $613 million. So 90% of the growth the state experienced in 2023 came from the Las Vegas Strip. If you were to exclude the Strip from those totals, the state was up 1%, or $66 million. Now, those other markets are doing well. They're at all-time records as well, or close to it, and they're above pre-pandemic totals. But the Strip is definitely the driving force behind what we've been experiencing. And obviously, we know why. The incredible events, sports, concerts, residencies. These are the things that are driving those numbers on the Strip. And it was just an incredible year for gaming win. We're moving into 2024, and the Super Bowl is kind of the cherry on top for all these events that we've had this run. I think it's the most significant event our country puts on, and it's being held in Las Vegas. So we're really excited to start, calendar year 2024 off with an event like this, and we'll be producing those numbers for the Super Bowl. What kind of sport wagering activity. We should put those out next week, so everyone's going to be excited for that report as well.
Yes, and one of the things that's very interesting from a marketing and advertising point of view is that you capture the most difficult group to capture, which is adult men. Are obviously huge supporters of football, and you can't get a bigger audience of them, and they're so hard to catch anywhere else. So from an advertising and marketing point of view, whether you're a casino or a company selling goods, it's phenomenal. But this makes it trickier, each time we hit these numbers, that even if we have a huge number next year, the Wall Street people look at it and go, well, they were down 1% or 2%, and the stock price, and I know that that's not an area that you deal in, but.
We experienced a couple times in calendar year 23, we experienced a couple months that were down. They were down, but they were, the second highest gaming win total of all time for that particular month. So I've been beating this drum for a while. You might see some months in 2024 that are exceptionally strong gaming win figures, but they're not maybe better than what we did in 2023. But I've been wrong in this, outlook of mine for these difficult comps for quite some time because we keep beating them.
Amazing. We'll be right back.
The Nevada Builders Alliance has been protecting the interests of the construction industry for over 50 years. Our programs save members thousands of dollars every year. and allow them to provide much-needed benefits to their employees. Our industry also allows Nevada to grow. If you're thinking about a career in the construction industry, reach out. And if you haven't thought of a career in construction, what are you waiting for? We are the Nevada Builders Alliance.
For 50 years, Nevada Heating has been keeping people comfortable in their homes. At Nevada Heating, call the Do It Right guys and get the heat back on today. Call us today and we'll fix it today. That's the Nevada Heating way. Why freeze for days on end when Nevada Heating can get your furnace fixed today? Call us today and we'll fix it today at 323-5585 or schedule us on our website at nevadaheating.com.
Find your fortune during the $150,000 Lucky Fortune giveaways at Tamarack Casino. Cash and free play giveaways every Thursday and Saturday, including $5,000 cash guaranteed and $40,000 in grand finale giveaways. Your good times are at Tamarack Casino.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Mike Lawton from the Nevada Gaming Control Board. We're out of time, but I just got to ask you, what is the biggest thing you're expecting beyond the Super Bowl in 2024?
Sam, you might have got me there because I'm still trying to settle in for what we went through in calendar year 2023 in terms of events. I'm excited for F1 again, obviously, and its return and see what kind of impact that brings. I'm just looking forward to each month and seeing, how consumers continue to remain consistent, and I have a much better economic outlook now than I did a year ago. So I'm excited to see this soft landing. Hopefully that happens. Interest rates eventually start coming down. Inflation starts coming down, and I think that could provide us some tailwinds into 2024. So I'm really excited to see how that moves forward into the next calendar year and helps these support these gaming win figures that we've been reporting on for
Love having you on this program, sir.
Yeah.
Always appreciate it. Come back after Super Bowl.
Yes, sir.
When you've done the numbers.
Okay.
And we'll be right back.
Imagine a magical garden that feeds Carson City's hungry and homeless, teaches our high school students agriculture, creates hanging floral displays to beautify downtown, and yet charges nothing. It's not magic. It's the Greenhouse Project. It's real, it's growing, and it needs your help. Go online to carsоncitygreenhouse.org so together we can grow it forward.
Modern boutique Ahern Hotel and Event Center sits at the heart of the Las Vegas Strip. 2 floors of meeting and event space are ideal for groups and conventions. Stay in one of 200 luxurious rooms and suites. Brand your event throughout the property. Flexible event spaces make for easy planning and personalization. Take over the entire hotel with a full buyout option.
Thanks for watching Nevada Newsmakers. You can catch us online 24 hours a day at nevadanewsmakers.com, or you can download the podcast wherever you like to get your podcast. We'll see you on the next broadcast.